This wasn't the video I planned to make this week. I planned to do something much more educational, to show you a trick about telling stories, but I had something that I've been observing, and I just wanted to share it and see if you saw it too. One question that's been coming up a lot in the circles of genealogy people that I hang out with is, why has it taken us so long to tell our stories? We've got the research, we have the records, we have binders of information, and yet we haven't told the stories. And I realized that this wasn't a matter of not knowing what words to put on a page or not knowing what software program to use. It was none of that. It really was a question of our identity and who we saw ourselves as. And changing our identity is hard. It really is. Maybe we should go for a walk and talk about it. Come on. I talk with a lot of people who do genealogy research, and it's funny because they all say, I've got all the records. I mean, we always want more records, but they have everything completed and they have tons of files, they have sources cited, and yet they haven't really told the stories of what they found to their family. They haven't written down the stories, they haven't composed or compiled everything. And I think that hesitation has to do with fear. Fear of being judged, fear of getting it wrong, fear of not meeting some stranger's expectations of what it is they're trying to do. And I think underneath that fear is even another emotion, which is regret. Regret, not that it would be done badly and, they'd be ashamed of it or anything, but just regret around not telling the story that they're meant to tell. Not really sharing, what excited them about the finds that they made. And, maybe it's even regret of not knowing how to bring those stories actually into the world. I know it's been a regret of mine. So just last week, I was talking with some friends of mine about what I'm building in terms of Chronicle Lab. So I see Chronicle Lab as this place where genealogy researchers can experiment and use AI tools and templates and turn into family storytellers. That this process to go from genealogy research to family storyteller is not an instant one, right? We don't just snap our fingers and become this new identity. And I'm explaining this, and my friend interrupts and says, do people even want this? Is this really a thing? I mean, they have Ancestry. Why not just use that? And before I could answer, my friend Daryl then said, and this just floored me, he said, my mom died last year, and when she died, she left behind an entire database of genealogy research, a box, file folders, photographs, and my siblings and I, we haven't gone through it because we don't even know where to begin. We know there's stories in there, but we don't know where they are. And I realized in that moment that he's not the only one dealing with that. Every day there's that story's being repeated where the people that we research, that we know, that we care about, we have so many records on them, and we're not sharing the stories of what we found. I mean, yeah, the stories aren't like, our research is not perfect. It's not about the research being perfect. It's not about the research being done, because research is never really done. But it's about sharing what we found and what mattered to us. And we ain't doing it. And this emotional work we're doing of going from genealogy facts to a written story isn't something that's easy. And it's because it involves this identity shift, right? We saw ourselves as a genealogy researcher who was very careful about facts and sources and hard data and making proof arguments and being very methodical around that. But to be a family storyteller is a different thing. It's a different hat. It involves accessing more emotions. It involves using different templates. It involves making judgments on taste and style and voice and tone and things that aren't as well defined. There's a lot of range in that, it's not as rigid. So it becomes much scarier. And what I realized is that this shift in identity, right, from researcher to storyteller, is like a lot of the identity shifts that we have in life. And when we make a shift in identity, we're almost always surrounded by community in this process. So think about it, right? When we shift from single to married person, we invite all our friends and family to come to the wedding and witness it, right? And when we shift from school student to graduate, we invite our family and friends to come to the graduation ceremony and we celebrate it. And we do the same thing with funerals. We have a celebration of life, and we do the same thing with baby showers. We have a celebration of the new life coming. And all these identity shifts in our lives are done in community. So I really believe for us to shift to family storyteller, we need to do it in community. It has to be something that we do with others. It's never something that we're going to do on our own. And that's why I created Chronicle Lab. I wanted a place where people could be together in this moment of becoming, from switching from researcher to storyteller, where they could experiment in public, in a private group, if that's not too much of a conflict, and collaborate and learn from others how they're making this transition and what's working for them or not working for them, and feel normal in that process and not strange that it's a struggle to write something that's emotionally compelling versus a case study or a research report. So yeah, this journey is not easy. It's not easy. It's not been easy for me. It's not been easy for me. I still battle it every day, but that's the video I wanted to make this week, the message, what was on my mind, and I'll be back with a normal video doing some how-to, helpful stuff with storytelling, because that's important too. But I hope you find your community. A community can be one other person, doesn't have to be big, and thanks for listening.